I have always enjoyed and relied on a tight group of close friends. Through my years at different schools, I've been lucky to find a group of people that I believe I will remain friends with my entire life. Coming to study in Amsterdam for a semester, regardless of the fact I knew a few people and I was away from my support staff, I was confident I would have the same success I experienced in the past. ISN Orientation Week was a whirlwind of experimentation and emotion. Presented with an opportunity to meet hundreds of students from a myriad of places around the world, I found myself overwhelmed by the group I was placed in and hesitant to be overtly social. For whatever reason, I felt like an outsider. Thus, I soon left to explore the city with some American friends. I recall an intense feeling of uncertainty during this time. As much as I enjoyed exploring my new home for the semester, I felt unfulfilled. Would this be how I spent my semester? Only with Americans and removed from the intercultural melting pot? I've never found myself actively needing to find friends. The friendships I've established have grown organically and the bonds have been created seamlessly. Despite our differences, we all feel one and the same. I asked myself, how can I possibly form similar relationships within a group of hundreds of multicultural students, all with different interests and experiences? I decided to return to the orientation activities and spent a few minutes wandering outside the meetup location looking for my group. I was down, worried that I wouldn't be able to immerse, and would look back 4 months from that moment and regret my experience. I was nearly ready to give up, with anybody familiar nowhere in sight. I never could have guessed that I would stumble upon a different group, one that would contain my closest friends over the next 4 months. For the rest of the semester, I built a foundation of 12 to 15 friends from throughout the world that I see on a regular basis. We formed lasting relationships, and our nationalities have never stood between our friendships. I wonder now, how can people from such vastly different backgrounds bond and become close? Is it so different from connecting with people from similar backgrounds? I thought back to my friends from the United States. What brings us together despite different interests? I concluded that there are 3 factors that contribute to this phenomenon. The first is circumstance. Despite our cultural difference, we are students in Amsterdam. We are studying in a foreign country, knowing few people if any, with the same goals in mind, and making our semester an unforgettable experience. The second one is sharing of intimate information. Regardless of differing cultures, learning private information about these people, about their families, meeting visiting friends, learning their interests, regardless of whether we share similar ones, cemented our bonds. The last factor is innately human. As humans, we have a necessity for connection and relationships. I share a certain chemistry with the ones I grow close with, regardless of our potentially vast differences. Perhaps we can't feel or sense it, but people are naturally drawn to each other, for no other reason past our human chemistry. Cultural differences should be observed and considered, but when it comes to forming friendships, they don't matter. Studying abroad has broadened my understanding of interconnectedness and improved my ability to prevail over cultural differences and become a more intercultural friend and world citizen.